Stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
The second half of the year, we could see a supply glut as inflation is already slowing.
Inflation already slowing? What's he, nuts? If inflation was already slowing, the Federal Reserve wouldn't be doing the dumbest thing ever. They're coming in and they're going to take and raise the short-term Fed rate. Short-term Fed rate. That means folks are still struggling right now with car payments, student loan payments, all the different payments. They're going to be struggling even more. And then they're going to turn around and then take the 10-year Treasury yield and they're going to raise that by selling Treasuries. That's going to kill the housing market, which is so, stocks are just overbought. I mean, just the valuations, rather, are just so, they're crazy. Stocks are about 38% overpriced. I'm being generous. Housing. Remember the housing market started on March of 2020? And by that July, it was about 4 months later, housing went up 30%, depending on where you live, but average of 20%. Housing is just, again, going crazy. This inflation is a killer. And no, it's getting worse. It's not getting better. And if it was getting better, they wouldn't be doing this. And here's the other thing that is crazy. If you take the inflation, and they're going to fight it, they say. How are they going to fight inflation? Now, they say inflation is 7%. But it's not. We all know it's not 7%. It's really closer to 15%. The reason why it's 7%, because they manipulate the numbers, just like I went over with you the other day, how they manipulate the labor statistics, our Friday job numbers. I showed you how they do that. I showed you how they turn around and manipulate our economic growth number. I showed you how they manipulate our inflation number. Remember the other day I showed you all that. So the inflation right now is if they're going to fight inflation with 1.5% or 1.75%, and I'll use their number, 7%, how's that going to work? That makes absolutely no sense at all. 175 basis points against 700 basis points. That's what it really is. That is crazy. Because, see, he's getting a lot of pressure, Powell, from the top 1%, and the 1/100th of 1%, who's made a fortune in the last 14 years by having the Fed print $121 trillion. $121 trillion. Most people have no... When they hear that the Federal Reserve printed $121 trillion since 2008, people yawn. They have no idea the damage that has done and how and what it does to inflation. I mean, $121 trillion, as I say, most people have no clue how much that is. I mean, let's put it in perspective. You got to agree with me, right? Apple is huge. Microsoft, a huge company. Google, massive. The value of Apple is $3 trillion. Microsoft is $2.5 trillion. Google's $2 trillion. And they are massive companies, aren't they? Well, wait a minute. They printed $125 trillion to push the stock market up. The market would have never gone up unless they printed $125 trillion. And what you're feeling today is why the coffee is up, and chicken and beef and gasoline and used cars. That's why and now they're saying they're going to come in and they're going to raise rates again. They're going to raise rates again. I mean, people they're going to get killed. That's why he's trying to keep those rates low. He doesn't want to. See, he should be going in there and pushing the rates up 10%. Really, just go in and just break the back of inflation. Because, again, that's insane when you think about $125 trillion. That's crazy. So, I think what's going to happen is this. He's going to raise rates, all right. And he's going to raise the long-term rate, too. It's going to kill housing. And this market is going to really collapse. And that's what we're seeing right now. Even on a day like today, when you see the market, you look, it's up 186 points. When you go and look and see what's up, there's only a couple stocks, Intel and Johnson & Johnson. So you take the Dow 30, it's up right now 195 points. What's making it go up 195 points is Intel and Johnson & Johnson. It's not broad-based. And then when you go and look at the volume overall, on the spiders, terrible. Every day in the last 4 days, volume has been going lower and lower and lower, and the stock's been going higher and higher and higher. That's a trap. And when you look at the one that got really clobbered, small and mid-cap stock, symbol IWM, go look at the last 4 days. Volume's going down every day, lower and lower and lower participation, but the stock price is going up. See, that's where the manipulation comes in. Unless you look at that volume, you're not going to catch that divergent. If you're jumping into this market, and what people don't realize, too, is these markets and a lot of these stocks that are going up right now, they're going to go up for a little while, because not only is the volume going down while the stocks are going up, when you look at the overall market, the trend of money is going out, still going out. And that's why you gotta know what you're doing. You gotta have the right information. People just they hear these jibber jabbers, and in the morning I gotta get here's one here. Listen to this. He's the biggest jibber jabber of them all.
What do you think of Camping World, CWH?
I like Camping World. I don't really understand the pricing. It always seems to be so controversial when it really isn't. And I say that because you know who runs it is Marcus Lemonis. He's a very good businessman, and anyone who watches the show and thinks he's not really should just, I don't know what to say. I think he does a great job, and I like his stores very much. As I'm an outdoors person, I like his stores.
Oh, I like his store. You know, right? Marcus Minucci. I love his stores. I like his store. I like it. If you go in and take a look at the chart, you know what the chart is telling you? Run like hell. Now, the stock's been going up in the last 3-4 days, but the trend is going down. That's a trap. Now, if you knew what you're doing, you could do what we call a short-term trade, a swing trade, and you'd be out in time. But how many people know how to do that? Very few people know how to do that. We'll be right back after this break here on Phil's Gang.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grande. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. And this segment is brought to you by 860 The Answer, Tampa. And also 9:30 a.m., The Answer, here in Sarasota, Florida, where I am. And, you know, I was watching during the break, I was watching the volume, and I'm saying to myself, isn't it terrible how people don't understand what volume is? And they go in and they buy stocks and have no clue. And they see a stock market going up, and they'll look and see it's up 234 points, the Dow. And I got to get in, get me in before it goes up anymore. Get me in. And they don't understand if they go in and look at the Dow, there's only two stocks leading it. That's Intel and Johnson & Johnson. Now, if you go look at the NASDAQ, it's up 83 points, and you got a couple stocks leading that. You have your Google, which had a big day because of their earnings report, and I hope you're not buying it. But you know what? If I line up 20 people today, they'll all go buy Google today. It closed yesterday around 2,750, and then this morning it opened up and went to about 3,000. Now it's coming back a little bit, but everybody's jumping in. I better get in Google. This morning. I better get in. I got to get in right now before it goes higher. I got to buy it at $3,041. I got to get in there. Well, if you're in Google, you should be saying, I got to sell into this. If you're in that stock and you're lucky enough to be in it, anything less than $2,700, and she ran up to over $3,000 a share, are you kidding me? You sell into it. The problem is that most people just don't understand the market, and they listen to these guys on the fake business news networks. And whatever they say, they just do, which is crazy, which is nuts. And nobody has any idea what's coming their way. They have no idea. They think everything is over now. Everything is fine now because they listen to these idiots. Listen to this. Listen to this.
You've got this incredibly strong nominal demand, nominal economy, and that's supportive for earnings. At the same time, you have this very high inflation, and that's pushing the Federal Reserve to pull back.
Yeah, pull back. And this inflation, because he's going to raise it so little, 175 basis. How do you raise it just 175 basis points against 700? Which is really 1,400 or 1,500 if they didn't lie. Remember what they did with the inflation number to make sure it didn't get above 7%. They take the real estate, and when the real estate, if you take the inflation, it's about 20%. They only count 2% of the 20. So that way there they can say inflation 7% instead of 14%. They're always rigging this stuff. And that's why, if you join our gang, you're going to always be in stocks, okay, the right stocks at the right time, because we don't pay attention to that stuff. We pay attention to trends. Just like today, I was saying to you how these stocks are going up, but their volume's going down. Most people don't understand what that means, but they see the stock going up, they're just going to jump in. Well, not our members. They're not going to jump in. And the other thing, too, remember, we have our portfolio of stocks, and every day at 2 o'clock, Steve goes over every one of the stocks in our portfolio and tells you what to do. So how can you go wrong? And the beautiful thing, when it's time that it's going to turn around and go back down, we don't tell you to cost average down or buy on the dip. When it's going down, so let's make money as it's going down. Doesn't that make sense? Sure it does. But Wall Street, over all these years, they never want you to do that. Because remember, Wall Street doesn't make money when you sell a stock, only when you buy a stock. So there's no commissions. That's why they hate guys like me and other professionals who sell short. They want you in a stock that went from $10 to $15, then you got out and because you're thinking it's going to go down, and then you go look for another stock, which doesn't make that never made any sense to me. If you're in a stock and you think it's going down, why don't you just switch your position? Why don't you do this? Go to my site, philsgang.com, click where it says Get Started, and then select where it says Working Investor Package. You'll love that, because for 10 days, it's free, it doesn't cost you anything, and for 10 days, Steve is going to guide you every day. He's going to open up our portfolio, our member portfolio, and you choose a couple stocks. We don't want you doing any real money. Just do it on paper. And just follow his instructions. That's all.
Intel, continue to hold this one short with your stop above it at 52.19. Now, we have only about 6 shares on this one, but as soon as this one drops below this 46.28 area, we can start to add more shares.
Right. So that's called a scout. It's called a scout. Then you can put on 500 shares, 1,000 shares, whatever they want. That's another thing. People start out buying a stock. They'll immediately think it's going up. I better put 500 shares on. Better put 600 shares on. No. When you get into a stock, you start very slowly. If a stock is good, it's going to continue to be good. There's no race. When you get in, you want to give yourself enough time for the first 3 days to make sure the stock has energy. Because like these stocks that are going up today, they're traps. A lot of them are traps. Yeah, it looks good. The stock's going up, but the problem is there's no volume to the stocks. And that'll trap you. You'll get caught, and it'll go back down. We don't want you to do that. And the biggest thing, most of our time is spent on making sure you don't lose money. And I'm telling you why. If you're at a point you're not losing money, the other side, making money is so easy. It comes automatic. The hard work, just like football or baseball, is the practices, right? When you go to practice, the game's easy. Same thing here. But we do all the lifting, not you. Join my gang free for 10 days. Click where it says Get Started. Sign up for Working Investor Group.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1 percentile? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up. It never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. And this segment is sponsored by KDOW AM 1220 in San Francisco, and also KLFE 1580 AM, The Answer, in Seattle. And also don't forget, we stream live every day on YouTube and Rumble. All right, don't forget that. Now, I'm going to play this cut for you. And before I do, I want to go back to a couple stocks, because you got to know what you're doing. This rally that we've been having in the last, and you got to be careful, this rally we've been having says the Federal Reserve came in and interfered on January 24th. Remember, the market went down 1,000 points. It was ready to go down another 1,000. It was going to be down 2,000 points that day because the VIX index indicated it was getting very close where the hedge funds, the insurance companies, and so forth were ready to pull the trigger and dump between $75 billion and $100 billion in stock, sell orders. And the market only has $5 billion in $5 trillion. I can give my billions and trillions, trillion in liquidity. So since that day, They've been trying to rally this market and hold that key level. So if you go look at the spiders, and you go look, and again, you go look on a chart, you look on my chart, you can see, and if you have a mobile device, you can check it out. I'm showing it right now. We had a low of that day of 420.76. And this market will go below that low. But does it mean you can't trade or invest? Well, you don't want it long term, but you certainly can trade short term. You can trade over 2-3 days. And we have a special chart for that. But folks, mostly folks like to be in a stock long term. Minimum 1 month to a year. Somewhere between 1 month to a year. Some average, they're in stock 4 or 5 months. And that's called long term. That's called you're positioning a trade. And our chart that we designed here, it's patent, gives you a color code. And it's telling us right now, if I'm going to buy, let's say, I'll put up one stock here. Let's say I was going to buy Honeywell. Now, and I would not have bought Honeywell. Let's go back to when you would have bought it. We would have bought Honeywell on January 28th. Now, if I look on my chart, the chart that is a long-term chart where we're in a stock for a month to a year, it's telling me that even though the stock's going up for 3-4 days, that the trend, most of the money is coming out of that stock. And it's turned red, so it warns me so you don't get hurt. And that's how we patent this stock with a color code. So if the stock's going up, nobody else has this. And after being in this business for over 51 years, and on this earth for 75 years, and I kept watching and said, what, we got to design something so if a stock starts going up, and they shouldn't be in it, because most people think a stock's going, get me in, Apple's going up, get me in, Microsoft's going up, get me in. Just because stock goes up doesn't mean it's any good. What makes it good is energy, volume. Is there a lot of people buying that stock? And if the answer is no, then the candlesticks remain red, and they tell you, no, you're going to get caught in a trap. So we moved to another chart where we could catch the chart on a 2 or 3 day trade instead of a 2-3 month trade. It's called our Pro 1. And we'll follow that for 2 to 3 days, but we have to then get out because the other chart is indicating it's going to pull back because there's no energy, there's no real volume energy, and the trend is wrong to stay in it. So, but you still can trade in 2-3 day, invest 2-3 day period, but you got to be in front of your computer to do that. And you got to know what you're doing. And most people can't do that. Most people don't want to do that. They want to put their money in the market, and they want to leave it in there. As I said, this chart's designed to be in for a month to a year, or more, if you want. But very few people want to sit in front of their computer all day long and watching Honeywell going up for the next 3 to 4 days and keep watching the other chart to make sure, okay, that they better get out because the trend is down. Not many people want to do that. The beautiful thing about the Pro 2, and there's nothing wrong with being in stock for 2 or 3 days. There's nothing wrong with being in stock for a day. You just got to know what you want to be. Do you want to be a position trader where you're investing for a month to a year or more? Or do you want to be a swing trader where you're in just for a couple, 3 days? Now, you don't get in a stock a couple, 3 days just because you want to be in a couple, 3 days. If that stock's going to go up for a month or more, then you use the other chart. It'll protect you and take care of you. But this market right now, with everything they're doing, raising rates short term, the long term is going to be the killer. The housing market is going to get squashed. So you want to find these little opportunities They give you 2-3 days. You can get in stock for a couple, 3 days and invest and make some money. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that, then you should stick with long-term investing and wait for the setup. Which comes down to, this is our job. We focus so hard making sure our members don't lose money. And I always say it to my team every day. If they don't lose money, they'll be with us for years. If they don't lose money. And that's where all the work comes in. It's like if you ever played football, okay, or baseball, the practices, right, is what kills you. Then the game comes. If you're playing football and Friday night comes, right, and you have a game, it goes by boom, quick, right? And everything went great and fast because you put all the work into that practice, right? That's where all the work is. In the game, it's easy. Well, it's the same thing with if we focus on you not losing money. If you just listen to us, and the one program we have, you just go to my site, philsgang.com, click where it says, get started, click get started right there, and sign up. Make sure you're signing up for Working Investor Group. And when you sign up for that program, you're getting the color-coded chart, and you're getting that group of stocks. And that's a portfolio. That's a real portfolio of stocks. Our members, that's their portfolio. That's where they buy and sell and make money. So you'll have access to that. And then you'll start understanding how the market works. And you just got to listen to us. At 2 o'clock, when Steve takes our portfolio and goes through each stock and tells you what to do with each stock that you should be buying and each stock that you should be selling short, as long as you don't go off the reservation, you'll consistently make money, and you'll be in the group who makes money 80% of the time, okay? Or let's put it this way here. 80% of people lose money because they won't do this. They won't do that. They rather listen to these guys on these jibber jabbers on these channels. Don't know what the hell they're doing. Only 20% professionals. There's only 20% of us that make money consistently. And that's where we got to get you too. And how are you going to make money consistently? Get in that 20% group. You got to know when to get out of your stock, and you got to be able to, when a stock goes down, simply sell it short. And we do all this for you. Go to philsgang.com, click where it says Get Started, and then select Working Investor Group. Be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020. Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed, because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere, because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. Tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. This segment is sponsored by KSBN, and that is AM 1230 in Spokane, Washington. And also remember, we stream live every day on YouTube and Rumble. And remember, too, every Friday, it's free. You don't have to be a gang member. Go to my channel, YouTube channel, and I do basically a wrap of the market for the week. It's called Market Crash Unfolding. It's very successful. We've done it for 1 year now, and it brought us right up to the crash where we're in right now. Now, people are asking, well, are we in a crash? Yeah, of course we are. But remember, there's a difference now that we never had before. By printing $121 trillion to keep pushing this market up for 14 years called QE, we never had that before. Never. Are you kidding me? You know how powerful that is? Imagine if you got $121 trillion to artificially push the market up. So every time it comes down, you can pop it right back up again. Think about that. I mean, $1 trillion is a lot of money. I mean, it's 1 million. 1 trillion is like 12 zeros. You imagine having that kind of money that you can push the market up anytime you want? So what we did is make sure we took and designed a chart that follows the money. But when you invest in a stock, you got to know what you're doing, what you want to be. Do you want to be in a stock short term? There's some people who love day trading. There's some people who love to do a swing trade where they're in just for 2 or 3 days. And then there's people like me who are long term. I'm in for a month, 2, 3, 6, a year. And you have to have the right tool for each one of those. You don't just take one chart. That's why so many people lose money. What we've done here over the last 25 years is we designed a chart. So if if you want to be a long-term investor, called a position trader, then the chart is designed for that. If you want to be just a swing trader, you're in for 2-3 days, we have a chart for that. If you want to be a day trader, we have a chart for that. So when you start out investing, you got to first identify what you want to be. And most people get a chart, and it's just too generic. And you're using the same chart to be a position trader, swing trader, day trader, scalper. You're not going to make money like that. Our charts are designed specifically for a long-term investor, specifically for a short-term investor, and specifically for a day trader. Now, I want you to listen to this. I think I have time. I want you to listen to this. When I hear this, I'm not picking on Chris. Well, yes, I am. I'm picking on him. He's a dope. But listen to this.
What do you think of Camping World, CWH?
I like Camping World. I don't really understand the pricing. It always seems to be so controversial when it really isn't. And I say that because you know who runs it is Marcus Lemonis. He's a very good businessman.
That's not why you buy a stock. That's not why you buy a stock. I got the stock up, and I'm going to first identify, is this stock a long-term investment, meaning a month to 2 to 3 to a year? No, of course not. So I'm not going to use my Pro 2 color-coded chart because the stock is going up. And the chart's beautiful because it's remaining red, warning me, do not do a long-term investment on CWH. You get killed. So I look over as well, how can I do a 2 or 3 day trade because the stock market's going up? Yeah. So you could have gotten into this stock and used the other chart, which is specific for an investment of just a couple, 3 days. The chart's designed for that. So you could have gotten in on the buy signal, and you could have gotten in this stock. You got in on a stock on January 28th, around 31.39. And then for 2 days, the stock went up, and you'd be out of it today at 33.96. You had an 8% return in 3 days, but you got to get out of it now. You got to get out of it now because the trend, overall trend, is telling you this stock's not going to hold that gain. The other thing's telling you the energy, the volume, there's not enough buyers to hold that trade. But that's okay. We had a nice, successful trade for 3 days. And that's all you wanted. But that's all the stock could give you. But when you listen to Kramer, he's telling you buy this thing because this guy he knows is a nice guy. And he likes the stores. This is how you lose money. The thing that really gets me about what's going on with this whole market is we are being lied to every day. I told you last week, or this week here, earlier this week, I went over and I said, look at the different reports they give us and how they lie to us. They lie to us about inflation. They lie to us on the job numbers. They lie to us on GDP growth. They lied again today on the manufacturing number. The manufacturing number came in negative. They admitted that, but it came in much worse than what they said. And then they come on to cover their butt and say and tell you that go in and buy. That this inflation, don't worry about it. Inflation is pulling back.
The second half of the year, we could see a supply glut as inflation is already slowing.
No. If inflation was slowing already, the manufacturing number would have been up, not down. Because the manufacturing is down, going negative, it's telling you inflation's going to get worse. But they lie to you. And here's another lie. This really drives me nuts. I get really grumpy over this.
We brought down the poverty rate. It went from 20 million people on unemployment rolls a year ago to under 2 million people on the.
He's trying to take credit for he created 18 million jobs. That's a total lie. He didn't create 18 million jobs. And here's what he's doing now. Do you know, and this is insane, you're not going to believe this. The BLS starting to count two folks that work here with me, okay, two of my assistants, they had to go home. They were sick. One was home for 10 days, another one home for 5 days. Do you know what they do now? Biden wants the BLS to count them as unemployed. That's right. Count them as unemployed. If somebody goes home and they're sick, the BLS now is going to count them as unemployed. I didn't fire them. And know why he's doing that? So when they come back to work, he can count it as a job he created. Just like when those, 28 million people were sent home. Remember? COVID came around and everybody had to go home. Those people weren't fired. They had to go home because they were told to. But then they came back to their jobs. So Biden rigged it so when I think it was 15 out of 20 came back, 15 million out of 20, he counted those 15 million as newly created jobs and took credit for it. It's not a newly created job. They didn't get fired. They were told to go home. But now he's taking it even a step further. See, you can't trust a thing a politician tells you. You can't trust a thing these shows, these jibber jabbers, these financial TV shows. Don't trust them. What you can trust is volume. You can trust a trend. You always know, you can trust the treasury yield. And we will take the treasury yield, and we start at 4 o'clock in the morning, every morning around here. We'll take the treasury yield, we'll take the volume, take the energy, and we'll make a decision what stock our members should be in. And at 2 o'clock every afternoon, we tell them each stock in our portfolio what they should do with each one, including selling it short. Join the gang free for 10 days. Click where it says get started, click right there, and then again go to where it says Working Investor Group. See you on the charts.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me.